Hello and welcome to this Jenkins course by MindMajix. If you want to master DevOps automation and continuous integration, this course is exactly where you need to start. With Jenkins, you can automate every part of your software delivery process from building the code to testing, deploying, and monitoring, ensuring smooth collaboration between developers, testers, and operations teams. In this course, we will cover installation and setup, creating and managing Jenkins jobs, working with pipelines, integrating Git, and automating your CI/CD workflows. Jenkins is must-have skill for anyone aiming to grow in DevOps or cloud roles. In India, Jenkins professional and DevOps engineer earn between 7 to 22 lakh rupees per annum depending on experience. And if you want to learn Jenkins course with certification, then check out our course where we will cover latest industry curriculum, hands-on projects, labs, mock interviews, and more. Before moving ahead, I want you guys to like, share, and subscribe to our channel so you never miss any tutorials and courses from us. Now let's dive in and start building your CI/CD automation skills with Jenkins.
So let's first we will start from basics. So let's first start what exactly Jenkins is. Okay, might be some of the people will be already will be knowing, but we will be starting from the basic. Okay, so let's go through it. So this is a what we say. This is a document where I tried including some of the features of the Jenkins and what exactly Jenkins is and how it helps us or help a team for doing their day-to-day deployment, continuous integration, and build activity. Okay. So first of all, when we start doing deployment what we say when we start doing deployment, build activity, everybody should be familiar with these three terms. Okay, so this everybody should know what is continuous integration, what is continuous delivery, and what is continuous deployment. Okay, so if we take the brief of the Jenkins tool, so Jenkins tool it is not like that. Jenkins tool has came into existence in last 3-4 year only. It was there for last around 15 year or something like that, might be more than that. So Jenkins used to exist there. Earlier, people used to call it as a Hudson, and after certain changes, now we call it as a Jenkins. Okay. Uh, so as I said, Jenkins used to exist 10, 12 years before also, but the concept of DevOps just came around 5, 6 years back only, right? So and mostly this DevOps concept is around this tools only, Jenkins, GitHub, Bamboo, and all that thing. So apart from the tool, we should know some theoretical terms also regarding DevOps and how it works. Okay, so these are the three terms, which is your continuous integration, continuous delivery, and continuous deployment. Okay, so what does? Let's start with the term. First is your continuous integration. Okay, so what does this term continuous integration means to us? So continuous integration means to us is like it helps to make our software release easier. It involves merging back of the code to the main master branch. Frequently, the code is integrated to the shared repository multiple times a day. Continuous integration is always aligned and integrated with the Revest test suites, which executes automatically. Okay. So to brief, the continuous integration process is one of the developer checking the new code. So the term continuous integration means like whenever, like suppose you are a team of developer, like you are a team of 15 or 16 developer people are there. So everybody is doing some commit, they are doing some changes and then they are doing commit to their SVN code. Okay. So the continuous integration definition says that whenever you commit a code, there should a build happen on a central server where everybody can see your changes. Okay. So that is in general. In general, we call it as a development environment. Okay. So there should be a build happen to the development environment where you can means check your changes. Like suppose developer A done some commit. So as soon as the developer A that commit should trigger a build, and that build should get deployed to the development environment. Okay, so as soon as the it gets deployed to the development environment, everybody should within the team should see the change that okay, this particular change has been deployed on the development server. Okay, and after that, same way, like developer B, developer C, D, everybody done commit. So as soon as they do the commit, automatic build should be get triggered, and it should be get deployed to the development environment, so that everybody can view their changes, that okay, every required changes are there and working as expected. Or in case if it is breaking something, then change our code and recommit it. Okay, so that is the basic purpose and definition of your what we say continuous integration. And this is a very standard and good practice, that every commit should be built and deployed onto the development server. Okay, so we should always make a practice that whenever we are working as a team or within a means software development life cycle for an enterprise product, then we should always make sure that we have a very reliable, robust, continuous integration processes there. Okay, so continuous integration helps us to make sure that our code is not breaking. If it is breaking, we identify it earlier. Okay, and we are making sure that the correct piece is getting deployed onto the different environment. Okay, so and also it keep a check that before going to the controlled environment, upper environment like QA, UAT or other environment, we check it properly onto the development environment. So these are the benefit of your continuous integration process. Okay, so we should always make sure that we have a strong continuous integration for our development. Okay. So this is our continuous integration. Now let's move to the continuous delivery process. So continuous delivery is a process of automating entire software release process. Okay, so it means CI plus automatic prepare the build and track its promotion deployment to the control environment. So what does continuous delivery means is see, our build and deployment have a different stages, right? First you check out the code base, then you do the build. After doing the build, you do deployment. Okay, so if your all these three stages are automated, you don't require any manual intervention between your checkout of the code base, uh, building of your source code, and deploying of your source code. If all these three basic stages are automated, as soon as you commit your code and everything gets built and deployed automatically, then it can be said as a continuous delivery. Till delivery, everything is automated. Your delivery means your var file, your jar file, whatever we are generating as a part of build, that becomes your delivery artifact. So whatever you are delivering, if everything till delivery, till deployment, if everything is automated without any manual intervention, then that process is called as a continuous delivery. Okay, so yeah, means till delivery, till packaging of your software. Like suppose you are using build.xml. That build.xml is generating a war file. So till the generation of your war file, till the generation of your war file, everything is automated. Okay, so that part will be called as a continuous delivery. Okay, and after you generate your var file, then somebody approves that var file, that okay, this var file is correct, it is working fine. Then only somebody deploy it to the next server, like a QA server or UAT server. Okay, so till your building of the var file, everything is automated. That is called as a continuous delivery. Okay, so and what is continuous deployment? As continuous deployment means till the deployment part also. When you are doing the deployment, that deployment part is also automated. Okay, so if the deployment part is also automated, then it becomes your continuous deployment. Okay, so we can take an example here, like suppose So let's try to understand this diagrammatically. Okay, so yeah, so we will see with example what does continuous integration means, what does continuous uh, deployment means. Okay, so suppose you have a so here you are building your source code. So once you build your source code, after building the source code, first of all, what you are doing the checkout of your source code. Okay. So now let's pull out one more thing here and let's call it as a checkout of source code. Okay. After checking out the source code, you are building your source code. After building the source code, you are deploying your source code, right? So I'm just giving example var file. It can be var jar, whatever you are producing. Okay. So here, like you are first doing the checkout of the source code, then you are building your source code. After building your source code, you doing the deployment of your application. Okay. If you're all these three stages, if all you're checking out of the source code, then building your source code and deployment of your source code, if all these three stages are automated, then that part is called as a your what we say that is called as a your continuous deployment. Okay, because everything is automated there. Okay. If means all these three part is automated, then that will be called as a your continuous deployment. Okay, it will be called as a continuous deployment. So all these three are automated. It is called as a continuous uh, deployment. Suppose if only these two phases are automated, if I say yeah, somewhere only these two part are automated. Check out of the source code, building of your source code. Deployment is not automated, it is manual. Okay, in that case, we call it as a continuous delivery. Okay, so here we will call it as a this is called as a continuous delivery because till building of your source code it is automated, and after that deployment is manual. Okay, so this is called as a continuous delivery and this is called as a continuous deployment. Okay, so this three term we should be aware of what is continuous integration is, what is continuous delivery is, what is continuous deployment is. Okay, so this we should be aware of. Then okay, so this is the basic of your Jenkins. So now let's try to install Jenkins on one of the server. Let me bring one of the server I've just created. So let me try to log into that server. So yeah, so now what we will do, as we have seen little bit brief about the Jenkins thing, we will see how to configure it. Okay. So Jenkins, let's go to the Jenkins site. Okay. Down. So this is the official website of Jenkins, which you are seeing here. Okay. So we have two kind of releases. We have LTS release and we have what we say. We have a generic WAR file release. So LTS releases means your it is weekly release. Okay. Or it's you can say it is a more stable release. And download this WAR file is a generic release. So for production, we generally use the LTS release. Okay. And in general, if you want to just use the latest release of the Jenkins, you can use this download Jenkins to this one, Jenkins Java package.bar. Okay. Now, if you see, Jenkins comes under the different operating system. It comes for Ubuntu, it comes for CentOS, Windows. Okay, all this operating system it comes. Okay, then it comes as in a Docker flavor also. If you want to install it as a Docker, that also comes. Okay, so now here my operating system is Ubuntu. So if my operating system is Ubuntu, I will choose Ubuntu here. Okay, I went to the my Jenkins website and I have chosen that as a Ubuntu. And for each of the operating system, they have very given a very simple steps to install the Jenkins. Okay, uh, so if you follow this instruction, most probably in most of the cases, without any issues, we are able to install Jenkins on the system. Okay. So now let's try to follow the steps one by one. Just copy this thing and then let's add the next step. We have to just execute the command one by one, and then so now it is actually installing the Jenkins, trying to install the Jenkins. So if you can see here, what version it is showing of Jenkins, it is showing you 2.289. Okay. So if you go to the website and if you want to check the version, latest version, it should be somewhere same. Okay. So you can see here it is saying 2.2299, and here what it is showing 2.89. So this one it is we are downloading the LTS one. So it is downloading the this LTS version. Okay. So yeah, so it will take some time. So now it is done all the steps which was mentioned there to install the Jenkins. So let's see whether it got installed or not. So we followed all the instruction which was provided in this document. Okay. So we went to the Jenkins official website, and after going here, we went to our operating system, which was Ubuntu here, and after that we executed this commands we executed. Okay. So after this, now let's check what is the status of Jenkins here. Okay. So let me little bit increase the font size. If it is okay. So if I do now system CTL status Jenkins, because I have already installed Jenkins, so now I'm checking what is the service status of Jenkins. Okay. So currently it is saying active exited. Okay. So now let's try to restart it. Okay. So let me first check. Yes. Okay. So now let's try to start system CTL start Jenkins. Now let's see the status. It is saying exited. So I was able to log into my new server. So let's try it here. Okay. So now let's do one thing. This is my CentOS system. Okay. So let's try to configure this thing on CentOS and see how it works. Let's come here. Jenkins download and go here and click on CentOS. Yeah, CentOS. And now let's try to run this command one by one. And then again, let's run yum. Okay. Before that, one requirement is there. We need to make sure Java is configured here. So let's do that. Install. Yeah, so now we can see it is running. So by default, whenever Jenkins runs, it runs on the your default port number 8080. So if I now do telnet localhost port number 8080, it should connect. So sudo yum install telnet, yes, telnet localhost 8080, enter. So it is connecting. That means Jenkins is running fine. And if we see here systemctl status Jenkins, it is showing us as a running. So now let's try to load it over the browser where we will see whether it is loading or not. So I will take the public IP of my system and I will try to load it. I'll just put this control V and I will put the port number 8080, enter. So now you can see it has loaded the first page of my Jenkins. This is the default page. So whenever Jenkins loaded first time, it shows us a means initial password is required to make sure we are authorized person to do this configuration or installation. Okay, so it always saves this credential here. So we just pick this credential from this location from the server where it is getting installed. So what we will do, we will just come out of this clear and I will do cat and then enter this one. So this is the credential. We will pick this credential, copy it, okay, and after that just come back to your web page, paste it and continue. So refresh this, there is a bug in the browser. Copy, paste and continue. Okay, so it is saying password is not correct. Let's see why. Okay, so it is somewhere, it is not copying. Okay, so let's do one thing. I need to copy this, but somehow I'm not able to copy it. Okay, control C. Yeah, now I'm able to copy the password. There was some issue. So just copy that password, hit on continue. So once you're able to continue, it will give you two options: install suggested plugins, select plugin to install. Okay. So there are see Jenkins works on the plugin, right? Yeah, it comes with a lot of plugins. So it gives you two options. One is like install suggested plugin, and another is your select plugins to install. So first we will go with the default option, that is install suggested plugin. So it will install all the recommended plugin like Maven, GitHub, and all that plugin it will install. But if you go with the select plugins install, then you suppose you only want three plugin to be installed when you are installing Jenkins. You don't want all the default plugins. So in that case, you can go with the select plugin to install. But in most of the cases we go with the install suggested plugin option. So once you come to this screen, just double click on this and hit enter. So as you hit enter, it will start installing all this default plugins. So whatever you are seeing here, it is installing all the default plugins first time for Jenkins. And after that, on top of this, if you require some additional plugin, you can download that plugin and you can install it. So we'll see that part in our other sessions, mm, how to install plugin and all that stuff. So yeah. So it depends upon your internet connectivity, how fast it is. Accordingly, it means install the this plugin for you. So at the first, you have to create a. At first, you have to create a what we say admin user. Okay, so you have to create an admin user, and that is this will be your super user. So you can provide any required name to this. So for this user, and once you create this user, so you have to create this super user, admin user, and give appropriate detail, whatever your detail you want to give, password, admin user, and then admin, whatever your valid email ID is, like your company domain.com. Okay, I'm just giving this here as an example, and save and continue. And this is the important thing, this is internal URL. This we will come on later on also, but you should make sure that this is a valid URL here. Okay, so currently it will take whatever URL it is on the browser, the same URL it will take here. So you should make sure that it is a valid Jenkins URL and it should not keep changing, because it will be required later on. Suppose you want to integrate your Jenkins with GitHub, Bitbucket, Jira, that time it asks for this URL. So this should be a valid reachable URL. Okay, so you should make sure that this is a valid URL. Okay, so that is there. So for this, what I will do, my this IP will tomorrow again change. So what I will do, I will keep a private IP for this. I have a private IP also. I will keep that IP, because my public IP will get changed again. So just to avoid that, I will keep my private IP. Yeah. Control V, and yeah, save and finish. So this is my first level configuration is done with Jenkins. So now I can click on start using Jenkins. So as soon as I click on start using Jenkins, it will take me to the first page of the Jenkins. This is our first basic page of Jenkins. Okay, so now my Jenkins is ready for work. I can configure my jobs. I can means basic is ready. Okay, so now if you go to your see, we deployed Jenkins on this particular server, right? We deployed Jenkins on this server. So this will become my master server. I will call it as a master server. Jenkins works on the concept of master slave configuration. So that we will explore in upcoming sessions. But as a basic, I will give you a heads up that Jenkins works on a master slave configuration. Okay. So whatever server on which you have installed your Jenkins, that becomes your master server. Okay. And after that, you can keep adding slave to your master servers. Okay. So in general, in a good practice means master server is only to delegate the work. Master server will delegate the work to the node server or the agent server. Okay. In general, master server is only for directing. Okay, this needs to be built, this needs to be deployed. Okay, use this agent, deploy it here. So in general, master server gives instruction to the its node agent server and all that. Okay, but yeah, you are always open to use master also as a node, because master also provide all that capability which node is having. So suppose your application is very small. Okay, in that case, you can utilize your master server only as a node also. Okay, on this master server only, you can check out the code, you can build the code, you can deploy the code. Okay, but in an enterprise practice, we go with the master slave configuration. We will be having one dedicated master server on which Jenkins is installed, and that master server is connected to different node servers, and that master server dedicate job to the node server, that okay, this Linux job should run on Linux node, this Java job should run on Java node, that way. Okay, but for now this is our only server. Later on we will add more server to it, and we will see how to add node server and all that thing. Okay, So now as my Jenkins is running, I want to see what is the process of my Jenkins. Okay. So I will say ps, I will just grep command, I will give a grep command, ps grep Jenkins. Okay. So as soon as I do this, I can see all this Jenkins related data, which is currently running. My running Jenkins process ID is 4377, and it gives me some more information about my Jenkins. It says my Jenkins home is where live Jenkins. So this is important. What is Jenkins home? Okay, so Jenkins home is a place where it keeps all its data. Whenever we do a build, we can configure a job, we do a new build, all that data gets stored in the Jenkins home directory. Okay, so this is the important directory. And whenever a new job is created over Jenkins, a workspace gets created. Okay, always remember that a workspace got created, and that workspace gets created under this home directory only. Okay. So next is, where is your Jenkins log file? Suppose you want to see what exactly currently going on in Jenkins. You came across some error. So that time you can always view this log, tel -f where log Jenkins.log. So it will show you what is the current log is going on here. Okay, so it is showing that okay, everything is okay. This is the current live log which it is showing. So let's come out of it. So what else other property it is showing us? Let's quickly see that. So we have seen Jenkins home, we have seen Jenkins log, we have seen. Then it is showing us that okay, on which port it is running. So it is running on port number 8080. So as I said, by default, whenever Jenkins is configured and installed, it runs on the port number 8080. Later on, you can change this port under the configuration file. We will see under the next session how to do config change and all that thing. Okay, so you can see here it is running on port number 8080. Okay, so after this, okay, and this is your web root directory where cache Jenkins. Okay, so this is your Jenkins home directory where live Jenkins. So where I can see this on my Jenkins UI. So if you go to your Jenkins UI and you go to dashboard, under this you go to manage Jenkins. Okay, once you go to manage Jenkins, then you go to configure system. So under configure system, you can see here it is showing you where live Jenkins home directory. Okay, on the UI side. And if you go to your grep command, here also it is showing you where live Jenkins. Okay, so this is your home directory. Under this only, it creates all your workspace and everything. So you should always make sure that this home directory is having enough space and everything. So that you should make sure. Okay, because every job it will create workspace and all that thing. So that way it become we need to make sure it is having enough space. Then you see in the starting we have given the Jenkins URL. So here also you can see that it has taken the same URL. Okay, Jenkins URL, whatever we have given while we were configuring the Jenkins, whatever URL we given that time, same URL it has taken now also. So yeah, and later on if you want to change the URL, you can always change it from here. Okay, you can always come here and you can change the Jenkins URL and apply and come out. Okay. So we will see this all thing in more deeper thing, that how to change your configuration and all that thing, where we have to do, why it is used. But this is the basic of Jenkins. When we install Jenkins, when it come up first time, this is the UI we get. Okay, and these are the default configuration by which Jenkins gets configured. Okay, so this is the first UI of your Jenkins which you are seeing here. On the left hand side you can see there is an option called as a new item. Okay, so as you might be some of the people you have worked on the Jenkins, so this is the most used part, new item. Whenever you want to create something new, you will go to the new item, and here you will give the item name. That okay, suppose I give that my first my project or something like that, my first project. And here you can see there are different kind of what kind of project you want to create. You want to create freestyle project, you want to create as a pipeline, as a code. Okay, so all that options are here. So for now I'm just choosing as a freestyle project. And this is just to show you like how it works. So once you choose the freestyle project, you get all these configuration options where you give all your details like your SVN details, your what command should be run, what Maven command should be run, where it should get deployed, where is, so all that all your build configuration detail you provide here. Okay. So for now, let's just provide a very basic echo command to just check how our job runs. I will just say that execute cell. Okay, so I say echo, this is my first Jenkins job build. I've just given, and let's see, I given build number also as a, let's see what it takes. Apply, save. Okay, so I've just created a very basic, simple job, basic Jenkins job. So if we come out now, it is showing me that I have one job currently here, my first project. So now if I click on this, my first project, on the left hand side, you can see now it is giving me option like build now and all that thing. So if I click on build now, let's see what happens. It will simply on the, here you can see it has given us one build. If you go to console output, it is saying me that this is my first Jenkins build, which I have done the echo command, and it is giving me build number 1. Let's try to run it once more. Build now. This is my second console. So again, I go to console output. This time what it has given me, it is saying this is my first Jenkins job, build number 2. So I'm just printing a very basic Jenkins variable, that is build number. It is printing me every time. So this is the very overview of thing, like how you create a basic job here and then you can run it. So that way, okay. So what we have done till now, we have installed Jenkins, okay. Um, so uh, Yeah, so currently what we have done, we have created a new server, that was our CentOS server. After creating the new server, what we have done, we have uh, let's summarize that thing, what all we have done. So first, so first we have created a CentOS server. Then we installed uh, Java and Jenkins on that server. Okay, and then we accessed Jenkins using the web URL. Okay, so these three tasks currently we have done, and then we have created a, we have, okay, so we have done these four tasks currently. So yeah, so what we will do as a part of this session, like I will request everybody to try this means configuring of Jenkins at their end, okay, and I will just provide the document to them, okay, how to configure it, okay. So I will be forwarding this document here. All the step-by-step details are given. All steps are given, like how to install how to install Jenkins on a CentOS system. Okay, and I will give the generic link also from where you can install on the different operating systems. Suppose you are working on Windows, that also we can do. Okay, so I will be forwarding this document over the email ID to all of you so that you can go and try this and try to install it. Okay, so that is there, and yeah. So this is our basic project, and if you go here, you can see what all properties are there for this project. If you click here, so here it is showing you this what we say build numbers, build number one, build number two. So if you again suppose I want to fail a build, okay, then what will happen? So if you go configure and try to fail a build, give some try to give us some bad command or something, uh, and do build now. Let's see what happens now. So this time I had done the exit as a -1, so it got failed. My build got failed. Okay. So now, so you can see here, if the means build got failed, it will show you accordingly that it got failed. So why it got failed? If you go to console output, it will show you that okay, exit -1. There was an exit code of -1. That's the reason it got failed. Okay. So that way, this is the bit got failed. And suppose now, I want to again, I will just configure it. So this is fine. So this all are our build status. Okay. So each build can have a different build status. So this is failed. This is your is this one is passed. Okay. So now if I go here and again I configure it, build and apply save, and then try to run it again. So now it is success. Okay. So if I now go here and see the console output, so it is showing as a success. Okay. So every build has a different status. Okay. It is not like that it is failed or passed. Sometimes it can be aborted also. Suppose some build is running for long. I go and just kill that build. So that time it becomes the status become aborted. Okay. And suppose a build is failing for long time, like every for one day the build is keep failing, keep failing. In that case, suppose I go and means fix the build. After that, it becomes a success. Then the condition become fixed, not success. Okay. So if I go here, configure, and then I go to post build action here. Under this, if you see editable email notification, okay. If you go down here, it shows you like what are the different build status. There is not only pass and fail of a build, there are different build status. So if I click here, so you can see here, this all are your build status. Always failure, fixed, not build, okay, success. Okay, this all are your different build status. As per that, you can take action. Okay, so aborted is there, always is there, before build. So this all are your build status, which you can which your build can uh, means come to. So currently it is just coming to pass and fail. Later on we can see, like when we are doing a proper Java build and all that thing, that time we can see how to it can come to abort status or a failed status, then fix. So today we were going to discuss an important topic that is called as a node, how we manage node in Jenkins. Okay, so that was my plan to cover. So this will be an important topic. This is my Jenkins server. I'm logging. If we check system CTL status, it is running. So what we will see now that like how to create node. Okay. So let's open the document here. We will follow this simple step to create a agent. See, first of all, we will know like what is master slave configuration, what exactly it means. Okay. So then we will see practically how to add an agent. Okay. So see this you can see here like Jenkins configure master slave nodes. Okay, Jenkins master and then Jenkins slave. We have different slaves. Okay, so you can see here one is Linux, one is Windows, one is again Linux. Okay, so we can have different operating system slaves attached to our master Jenkins node. Okay, so why master Jenkins configuration is required? Okay, when we build the Jenkins job in a single Jenkins master node, then Jenkins uses. So, like if we have a single Jenkins server, it uses the resource of that single server. Okay. So sometimes we require a different environment to do our builds. Suppose I have a Java build, so I need a Java specific server where I can do my build and all that thing. Okay. Suppose I want to do a Windows .NET build, so I need some Windows specific builds and all that stuff. Okay, so that way I need my build specific server to do my builds. Okay, so that's why we can't have only one server, and on top of that one server, we keep building all our applications, whether it's a Java, .NET, or Angular based application. So we need different kind of server to build our application, and that's why we require that kind of slaves or agent or node attached to our Jenkins master, so that it can build different kind of applications for us on those servers, node servers. Okay, so that's why this master slave configuration is required, and it is available in all of the tools, whether it is your Jenkins or it is Azure DevOps or whatever. Okay, so there are multiple way by which we can install the agent. We will see this. Okay, and we will see how to add an agent and how to what we say uh, launch that agent, how to connect to that agent, how to launch job on that agent. That we will see. Okay. So, so first of all, we should understand the concept. What is your slave node configuration? So, the slave node configuration means, sorry, master slave configuration or master node configuration. There will be one master server, and that master server will be connected to multiple node servers, okay, or the slave servers. And it can master can redirect its jobs to a specific node server, okay, as per the requirement. So this is the basic theoretical concept of master slave configuration or master node configuration. Okay. Yeah. So sometimes what we say, sometimes we will be having one master server, and there will be one master server, and then there will be this node server. Either node, sometimes we call it as a slave server, or sometimes we call it as an agent server. Okay. So one master server will be having this either node slave server or the agent server. Okay. On this server, we used to build our what we say jobs. Okay. So now let's try to see it practically. Okay. So if we open our Jenkins currently, we can see here we have only one node, which is master itself. We don't have any extra node. Okay. So now let's try to add an extra node here. So for that, I need a extra server. So let me create a server. It will take 2 minutes times. Let me create it. Then we will see how to add that. So I'm creating the server. It will take 5 minute time. So then we will again start. So this is my node server. Okay, so I'm trying to connect to it. Let me reconnect it. Okay, so this is my slave server. I just logged in here. Now let's try to follow the document here. Okay, so this is the document we need to follow. What I'm doing here now is like I'm just adding a Linux slave to my Jenkins. Okay, so yeah, we are going to the same thing. Okay, so before installing as a node, we need to make sure all the prerequisite is made there, and we need install all the required softwares like Java and all that stuff. What all software is required on the node server, so that we need to check and we have to do. So first requirement is like Java should be there. So let's I will forward this document. You can utilize the same document and you can use this and just go to your node server and install it. It's depend upon your internet connectivity on that server. Accordingly, it will install. Okay, so Java is installed. So now let's do exit. I have opened another same server. Font size I have increased so that it will visible to everybody. So now as Java is installed, if I do now Java hyphen version, I should be able to see the Java version, that is Java 1.8. Okay. So this part is done. Next, what it is saying? It is saying you can check if Java is installed or not. This is, we don't have to. You can do it, but setting Java home is access not required. Now it is saying that add a Jenkins user here. Okay. So instead of using the Jenkins user, what I will do, I will use my existing cloud user. Okay, so that we will use. My server already having a cloud user, so I will use that user instead of using the Jenkins user. You can create this Jenkins user itself also, or I will add a my own cloud user I will use. Okay, so let's. So as I explained, Jenkins agent is a system which we can add on to the master server. Okay, and then what all we have to do here, I will first, as I said, we need to install JDK, Java. Okay, on the node server, we should make sure every time Java is there, and once Java is installed, then what we have to do, we have to either, if you want, you can set up the Java home if required. Otherwise, you can leave it also. Okay, so that is there, and you have to add it to your profile script. Then add administrative service user to the slate. Okay, So if required, you can add an additional user to your administrative service. Okay, here I'm using the Jenkins user. I have created a user called Jenkins. Okay, you see, I have created a user with name Jenkins, and after creating the user with name Jenkins, I have added it to the sudoers list. Under the sudoer list, I have added it, and I have given it the sudo permission. Okay. So if you already have a user which exists on your Linux, you can utilize that user also. Okay. Or in case you don't have a user, you can create a user. Okay. So in my case, I will be using already existing user. That is my one of the cloud user that I will be using. I will not be creating this Jenkins user. Okay. And after that, what we have to do, we have to configure the SSH. Okay. We have to generate key pair. Okay. We have to generate a key pair so that our master server should be able to connect to our what we say node server. Okay. So that way it connects to your node server whenever it establishes the master node connectivity. It exchanges some keys, okay, private and public keys. So you might be knowing that. So we need to make sure that our public key exists properly on the node server, and our master server is able to connect to the node server using that key which we have generated. Okay. So first we need to generate the key on the master server, private public key pair on the master server. Okay. So what we will do, we will generate the uh, public key pair over to the master server. Okay, we will use this command to generate it. This is the command to generate the key pair SSH keygen on master server. Once we run this command, it will generate the key pair. Okay, so generate SSH key pair on the master Jenkins server. Yeah, it generates the master key pair on the master server. The public key is now located at this location. You should be able to find the public key at this location and the private key at this location. Okay. So once the key pair is generated, it's time to place the public key into the slave machine. Okay. Now we have to uh, take the public key out and keep it onto the slave machine. So we have to use this command SSH copy ID. Then whatever user you are using, here we are using Jenkins as a user. So I'm saying Jenkins and the server name. If this is your node server name or the slave server name, where you will be transferring your public key, okay, which you have generated on the master server. So once you hit enter here, one of the key will be get transferred to your node server. Okay. Yeah. So one of the key will be transferred to your what we say uh, your node server, and it will ask all this thing. You have to just press enter, and then once your key transfer has been done, now you have to set up the relationship between slave and master. Okay. So all this configuration you have to do on the Jenkins side now. You have to come to the Jenkins UI. Okay, and after coming to the Jenkins UI, you have to set up the node server and all that thing. So that we will see. Yeah. And once your connection is established, it will show this message: agent successfully connected and online. So that means once you receive this message, that means like your connectivity is proper, and you are able to connect the agent to your master Jenkins server. Okay. This is my master server. Again, I am logging in. This user I will be using instead of Jenkins. because this exists on my system, so I will be using. Now I will next connect to my slave server. This is my slave server. So now let's work on generating the key pair here. I need to first generate it on the master as written in the document. Okay, so let's go through that. Yeah, so now use this command ssh, come to the master server, paste here, enter, enter. So it has generated a key pair at this location, root dot ssh idrsa dot pub key. So if you go here, cd root ssh dir, so you can see this key got generated, RSA public key. So this public key we have to transfer to the node server. Okay. So next, what step it is saying? It is saying once it is generated, SSH copy. We have to use this command. So like what I wanted to say is like I just executed this step on the what we say on the Linux server. I generated a key which is using this command ssh keygen -t-rsa. So it generated this keys on my server, on my master server, authorized keys, ID, RSA. Okay. So now we have to transfer this key to the node server. Okay. So we have to transfer this key to the node server. So for that, we will use the SSH copy command. Okay. So this is the SSH copy command. I will copy this. So as I said, I will be using this for cloud user. So I will put the name here as a cloud_user, and I will give the IP of my node server. Okay, my IP of my node server, I will give the private IP. I will give it here. This is the private IP. I will hit enter. Yes. It is asked for password. So it has you can see what it is saying, number of key added 1. So it has added 1 key to the my node server. So that means now my master server can communicate to my node server. Okay. So we are done by generation of the key. After generating key, we done with the transfer of our key public key to the node server, and now public key has been transferred to the node server. Now we can try to do connectivity. Okay. So now let's go back to the what we say document. Here what it is saying, you need to replace the username password in the above command as a for your environment. Okay. So yeah. So now let's go back to Jenkins and try to configure the node. So hope the window is visible now and you are able to see, right? Manage Jenkins. Once we go to Manage Jenkins, we have an option here called as a Manage Nodes and Clouds. Click on this Manage Node and Cloud. Then you click on New Node. Okay, here you give the node name. I will give the node name as a Linux node, and I will say by default permanent agent. Okay. Now we will give the details here. Okay. So what detail we will give? We will say remote directory. What is our remote directory? So I will create a remote directory here. Suppose I will create it under cloud user. I will go to my node server and I will create a remote directory. I will go here, my node server, and under this I will create a remote directory mkdir workspace, or I will just say w space means workspace, and I will give it all the access. Okay, so what it is saying, cannot access, no such. Okay, so I have given the right permission to this directory. Now move to this w space directory, take the path, and I will give this path under my Jenkins home cloud user w space. So I will say slash home slash cloud underscore user slash w space. Okay, this is done. Now we have to give some other details like how to launch this agent. So I will say launch this agent by SSH. Okay. So when I say launch this SSH by SSH, it is asking host name. So host name will become my private IP of my agent server, which I have used while transferring the key. So I will use that IP. So I will use the private IP, which is this one. Yeah, 136 is there. So let's come here, give this IP, and now we have to add a credential here. Okay, then just go to Jenkins and give username password, give the credential as I said we will be using cloud user. I will give my cloud user username password. Okay, so I will say whatever my cloud user password name is there. Then I will say cloud user cred add. This is done. I will say add. I have added it. Okay, so drop down cloud user. I have added that. Then it is saying known host file. That is fine, and just save it now. So as soon as we save with this, what I have given here, I have given the host name. I have given the IP of the my node server, either public IP or the private IP. It should not keep getting changed. So I have given the private IP because private IP will remain static. It will not change. That's why I have given, and they are on the same network. Then I'm giving the credential here and known host file because we have transferred the key. So that's why we will go with the known host file option. And then I will say save. Okay, so I will say save. And as soon as we say save, let's come back here and see it is coming as an error. So we will see the error now. It will give some console access error. So we will rectify that one by one. So what it is saying that no known host file var lib jenkins.ssh known host. So it is not able to find that known host key under the .ssh directory under the var lib jenkins. Okay. So now let's try to transfer this under the var lib jenkins. Because I have used cloud user, that's the reason it is giving me this errors. So we can just move our file which we have generated to those directories. So what I will do, copy -r, then root.ssh, and then I will transfer all this thing to the var lib jenkins.ssh. Okay. Here I will transfer everything. Enter. So now if I go to var lib jenkins dir cd.ssh, so I can see it is here. Okay. So this part is done. So now let's do one thing. Come back here and try to relaunch it. Let's see what happens this time. I'm relaunching the agent. So under no nodes host, it is saying 172.31.41.136. Okay. So let's come back here. 172.31.41.136. So this is done. Known host file verification strategy. This is final. We have already put here. Why it is not coming? So now let's log into the node server cd where Dave Jenkins cloud user .ssh dir authorized. So now you can see this is connected now. There was some permission issue. So you will also find the same first time when you try to connect. So accordingly, you have to go through the document and try to figure it out, resolve it, and then it will get connected. Okay. So now you can see your node is connected here. Okay. So you can see here it is saying agent successfully connected and it's online. So now you go to the dashboard. You will see here master node and one Linux node is there at the bottom. Okay, so if you come here to nodes, you will be having a Linux node and the master node. Okay, so this way I am able to connect a Linux node. Now suppose I want to run this job on a Linux node, whatever my Java job is there which we were running till yesterday, I want to run this job on my Linux node. So I will go to configure project, and after going to the configure project, I will go to build trigger. Sorry, I will go to restrict option. There is an option called as a restrict. I want to restrict where this build can run. So I'll click on restrict and I will say it should run on the Linux agent only. And I will search for the name, it will show Linux node, apply, save. Now this time when I run this project, it will try to run it on the my agent box, not on the my master slave. Okay, on the master server, it will run on the my slave or the agent system. 7 got completed. Okay, this is kind of empty project. So let's take the Java project, configure, and then after configuring, again restrict. I want to restrict this project. I want to restrict this project on the Linux server. I selected this, apply, save, come on. Now let's try to run it. Let's see what happens. Now it is running. If you see the log now, what it is saying, it will say that it is trying to run on the as a system on the Linux node. You can see here it is saying running on a Linux node. Okay, but it is giving error. What error it is giving? Encountered while processing of cloud workspace Java build example. So it is not able to find at this location. Let's try to build it again. Again, it failed. It is saying non-readable form cloud user workspace Java build no sys directory or file. Okay, so this file doesn't exist. CD Okay, so let's take this as a workspace and go back to Jenkins and go to configure, source code management, and then here it is already taking. Oh, okay, okay. So the reason is because last time we removed the source control. Somebody was asking some example, so I removed that. So that's the reason it is not picking up that part. Let me put it back. Okay, let me copy this URL. Let me put it here. Select uh, git user, apply, save. Now let's try to run. So now it is checking out the code base at the this location. Now if you do ls, you can see file here. We already have a Jenkins installed on a Linux server. Now we will try to connect to a Windows agent. Okay, so we will see how we can do that. Okay, and you have seen like we have already connected to a Linux agent and we have executed our job on that particular Linux agent. On the same way, we will try to explore today how we can get a Windows node attached. Okay, so I have created a Windows server here for this purpose only. So let me just configure it because it is a new server. So my Jenkins is up now. So let's. Today what we will see, we will try to use this thing. This is my document which I used. So attaching Windows as a node. Okay. Yeah. So first of all, what we need to do here, the Jenkins master is configured over the Linux, and keeping this as a node, we have to manage Jenkins. We have to go to configure global security, then configure steps involved. We have to put the port number as a random, and then configure system. Then under configure system, what we need to do, then we have to go to new node, Windows agent, then give the workspace name, then launch agent connecting it to the master. Okay, then we can use this thing. So let's try this and try to achieve this. Okay, so this is my master server, and you can see already I have one Linux node attached here, this one. So now what we will do, yeah. So what we will do now, we will go to as under the document it is saying, go to manage Jenkins. Okay, under configure global security. Under manage Jenkins, go here manage Jenkins. Then go to configure global security. Configure global security. Under this, we have to go to the node. This one port. So if you go see here which port it is saying, TCP port. So if you go here to the TCP port, TCP port. So where it is exactly, it is here. So what it is saying, do it random. So let's do it random, or then say apply. Okay. So just scroll down and say apply. Come back. So this is done. First step is done. Then what it is saying, configure system. Under this next step, manage node. Okay, so we have to go to manage node. So now go here. Under this, go to manage node. Under manage node, here it is manage node and cloud. Click on this manage node and cloud. So once you click on manage node and cloud, click on new node. Under new node, give the node name as a Windows agent. Give this and say permanent agent. Okay, and give the detail here. What all detail needs to be given, like remote directory, C workspace, launch. Okay, so this all data we have to give. So remote directory it is asking. So we'll create a remote directory here. Okay, under this Windows node. This will become our workspace. So I will go here this under this C. I will create a directory as a new workspace. Copy this path and put it here. Done. Next, what it is? Next, it is launch method. Launch agent by connecting it to master. So this is connect. This is correct. So now let's save it. Done. And do one more thing. As you remember, last time we installed JDK also. So as this is a new system, again we require to install the JDK. So let's do that. Install JDK. Install JDK 8. Okay, so we will do it is downloading the see it has downloaded, so we have to install this JDK. See, Java is already always required on the node side and on the master side also, whenever we configure Jenkins. Okay, so remember that. And mostly it works well with the Java 8 version, so you can go with the Java 8. Java is done. Close. Okay. So now let's go back to our Jenkins setting page. This was my Jenkins page. I have configured this agent as a Windows. So what I have said here, I said them that okay, name is Windows agent. Then I have done number of executor one, then remote directory C, and then this is the launch method. So launch method is important. Okay. So what launch method you are going to use? So like suppose sometime within the Linux we have seen that we need to connect using the private and public key. So that time you will launch as a what we say known host file or SSH. Okay, so same way like suppose if you are trying to launch on the Windows, then you will you have used a launch agent by connecting it to the master. Okay, so we will use this method. Save it, and once you save it, so you can see here there are three options are coming. One is launch this Java applet, other is coming run from the command line, and the other one again it is coming as run from the command line. So you can use either of the this three way, any one of these three method you can use to launch your Windows agent. Okay, so only thing this directory should exist. This is the workspace. Okay, because anything which will get run on the node agent, it will try to create some data on the node agent node server. So this is the location where it will create all your node related Jenkins related data on the node server. Okay, so that way, as we have Jenkins home on the Jenkins master server, same way we create a Jenkins directory where it remote directory which is called as a remote directory, which contains all the Jenkins related data whatever is running here. If you see the remote root directory, so what it is, you can click on this question mark. So it will say and an agent need to have a directory related to Jenkins specify the path to this directory, so you can get all detail what exactly it is. It is the best to use an absolute path. So okay, agent do maintain the important data, all job configuration, build logs, and all that thing. It will come here. Okay, so that way. So let's come back here, and now let's try to launch this agent. Okay. So first of all, there are multiple ways to launch this agent. Suppose I click on this launch agent. What will happen? See, it will try to download a jar file. See, it has downloaded this jar file. Click on this jar file. It is JNLP file. Connection timed out. So let's do one thing. It is taking this IP. Okay, let's change this IP to something public IP of the Jenkins. Let's go to Jenkins and copy this IP. Control C. Go to Manage Jenkins, and under Manage Jenkins, go to Configure System, and under Configure System, go to URL. This one we will change. Control V, apply, save. Let's again come back to the nodes. Here I can see where this is my Windows node. Refresh it, this got changed. Let's download this jar again. So now it is trying to connect. Okay, so it is saying failed. 38443, it is not reachable. Okay, so let's try again. Launch. Click on here. Again, it is trying to locate. It will fail again. So it is again failing. Why it is failing? Because we have not opened the node for our cloud server. So let's open that node. Okay, so that we should be able to connect to our cloud servers. Okay, I will open the port number. Here it will be there, security. Click here. Sorry, go back. Security. Change security group. We want inbound to outbound security for this. So networking. Yeah. So this is the security group. Edit inbound group. So I will add a rule. I will say custom TCPI anywhere, save rule. Again, I will add one more rule, add rule, custom TCPI rule. Save rule. Edit our inbound rule, add rule, all TCP. I'm just allowing all the port to connect. Save rule. Let's see now what happens. Now let's go back to the our RDP connection and click on launch. So it is saying port number 38443. 38443. Let's go back to the AWS and try to change the port number. 38443. Security groups. Launch wizard. Okay. Okay. This port is giving issue. So now let's come back here. Hmm. Okay, let's come back here. Manage Jenkins, configure system. Fixed. I will do fixed, and I will give the port number as 80. I will give it as a 8081. Yeah, so now what I did, I connected manually on the port number 8081, which was open. So it was just giving a port related issue because port was not open. So I had just opened it. Suppose that it is able to connect, the agent is able to connect. So if we, yeah, now it is connected. So if we, yeah, so now if we go here, we can see here we have one more agent, which is Windows agent. So this is connected now. So if we click here now and click on go on configure, we can say that okay, at a time how many jobs can I execute on this. Suppose I say 4 jobs and I say save. So now if you come down here, it will show you at a time it can run 4 jobs. Okay, you can see here it is saying 4 jobs. So now my Windows agent is also ready. I have my Linux agent, I have my Windows agent. Okay, so this way you can create any operating system agent within Jenkins. Okay, so only thing your port number and everything should be open properly. Okay, so that you can connect. Then next is your like how we can throw what we say, how we can execute job on this this node. So this one you have already seen. We have executed this. If we go to configure, if you go to restrict, so here you can see it is showing us a node where we can give the node. Okay, so this way you can give node for the other jobs also. Like suppose I create a new job and I give the new job name as a something. I'm just giving that Windows. So I'm just creating a sample job here, and I want to execute this job on Windows, right? So then I will go to the restrict option again, restrict on the configuration page, and I will say restrict where this can be built. So I want to restrict it on the Windows agent, right? So I will say Windows. Okay, so now it will run on the Windows agent. So what command should we run? So let's try go to the build and say here add build step. And as the Windows, we will run a batch command here. Okay, so search for the batch command here. Where it is. I will say C, and then I will say mkdir C test job. Apply save build succeeded. So it is saying that it has executed the command mkdir on which agent it has executed. It has executed it on the Windows agent. It is showing us the name. Okay. So now let's go to the server and see whether this directory got created or not. See test job. So if you click here, or we can do one thing. Okay. Fine, we'll check this. So now we will see how we can send this job to the Windows agent. Currently, it is only on Linux agent. Okay. So now we can see how can we can give this job to the Windows agent. Okay. So that Windows agent will execute. So let's simply go to restrict. Now this job earlier it was running on Linux. Now it will try to run on Windows agent. Will now. Initially it will give some error. So here it is creating the workspace. Let's see what it is creating. See, it has created this test job also. Make directory test job. Execute shell we can't do because this is Windows. So we will do execute batch. ADI 7 8 7 8. Now let's go back here. Yeah, so it is creating the directory here. If you can see here, it is creating the directory itself. So this way it is showing that now we have created a Windows agent and we can execute this job onto the Windows agent. Okay. So that way, so we have created both Linux agent also and we have created Windows agent also. Yesterday we have seen how to launch job on the Linux agent, and today we have seen how to launch a job on the Windows agent. So if you go to the agent, suppose I click on this agent, I click on Windows agent. So if I click on Windows agent and now I go to the Windows agent, so it will show me all the jobs which are running on the Windows agent. So if I go here, it will show me that these two jobs are running on the Windows agent, project 3 and Windows job. Okay. So now if I go to my Linux agent, it will show me how many jobs are running on the Linux agent. So only one job is running on the Linux agent, which is Java build. Okay. So this way, like suppose you want to see currently how many jobs are getting attached to your node. That time you can just select that node and it will show that how many jobs are attached to your node. Okay. We have created two node. One is Windows and another one is your Linux, and we have default master node is there. Okay. So what all we can do with the node? So if you click here node, then you can increase, decrease the number of job it can execute. Suppose I go here under the master and I go to configure, I will do it instead of 5, I will do it 2. So at a time it can run 2 job. Okay. So if you come back here, now it will show you master 2 job. Okay. Linux, suppose you want to execute more jobs, you can just say that configure at a time. It can execute 4 jobs. So just say 4. What exactly does it means? It is saying maximum number of concurrent builds that Jenkins may perform on this node. Save. Okay, come back here and you can see now it is 4. So this way you can manage your nodes. Okay, you can make your node offline online. If you say mark this as a temporary offline, you can write down the node here and you can mark it as a offline. It will become offline. Okay, and you can, if you want to bring it online, you just say bring this node back online. Okay, so it is online now. And like means suppose if you have seen on Windows we have executed this command. Okay, so yeah, so under the this Windows, okay, Windows, no, this is fine. Okay, what else with no? Yeah, no history. Yeah. So as you have seen, like under the Windows, we have using Java as applet. But suppose my system gets restarted. When my system will get restarted, this job will become offline because again I have to run this JNLP file. So for that there is an option. Okay. So once you launch this JNLP file, after that what you can do, you can go to the files and then you can click on install as a service. So as you do it, it will try to install this agent as a Windows service on the node server. Okay. So now it has installed as a service. So if you go to the services of your Windows, okay, let's try to go there and see. If I go here, services.msc, so now I can see a Jenkins slave here. So if I click on Jenkins, see this is running. So this service, this node got installed as a service. Okay. So even though my server got rebooted or something, it will again come up. So suppose if I stop this now, I come back here. Now I click on my Windows agent, it will come as a offline because I have stopped it. Okay, because my service is stopped. So if I start now, it will come back again. Refresh this page. To click here on the Windows agent. So now it is online. Okay, so this way. So this way we manage nodes on Jenkins and we dedicate our job on that particular node. Okay. And suppose you have multiple multiple nodes, then you can group that node also. Okay. And there is one more mechanism to launch this job. Suppose I make this job offline. I will say stop. And now I reload this page. So you can see here, I can have other options also. I can use this also. I will go here. I will copy this command. I will go to command prompt and I will go to this directory C workspace. I will open command prompt cmd and then what I will do, I will go to cd workspace and then I will execute this command. Agent should jar file should be here. It is saying unable to get the jar file. So let's download this jar file here on that particular directory. Save link as. Uh, okay, so under C workspace. Here I will download this jar file. See, okay. Let's come back here and try to rerun the command. Up arrow, enter. So now it has taken the jar file. So this is also one of the way of running your agent. It is saying connected now. So if you come back, okay. So now, like as we have seen, like this is the different way by which we can launch our agent. Okay, and what all we can do with the agent. Yeah, so these all are our nodes. If you go to your node, we can see all this Linux master Windows agent are here. And let's try to launch the job onto the Windows agent. Okay, so let's come here and this is the job, this one, and Java build. Let's go to configure and try to launch this on the Windows agent. Okay, so let's go here. First, go to the source code. Here it is. We will change the node. We'll change it to Windows. Okay, and then we will change it to remain. This should be as it is. Now just let's try to directly run it. What will happen? What all error we will get? So I will just say build now. So as soon as I do build now, it will try to launch the job on the Windows C workspace Java build. Okay. So currently it is saying Git. Git is not found. So it is not able to recognize Git there in this Windows machine. Okay. So first what we need to do, we need to install Git on Windows system. Otherwise it will not run. And then we need to install Maven also. Okay. So let's do that. Install Git. You can download the installer from here. Downloads. Click here. It will download installer for you. .64-bit. Click on this. Next. Install. So Git got installed. Java is already installed there. Now let's try to run it. What will happen? Java build. Build now. It got filled. Now what it is saying? So whatever it is showing, remote error loading into footnote. Okay, plugins. Yeah. So now let's go back here and go to manage Jenkins. Under manage Jenkins, go to global tool. Here go to or what we can do here. It is not able to find Git, right? So we will go to the agent. We will go to this agent, and after going to this agent, we will within this agent only we will tell that okay, where is Git tool? Okay, we will add the tool here. So you go down and say tool location. Under this, say add tool, Git. So home. So I will give the Git home location. Okay. So where is my Git home? It will be somewhere in the C program file, right? C program file, Git, bin. This will become my Git home location. I'll give till here. And save. Now let's come back here. Java build now. Again, it is failing. Console. Okay. Uh, let's go back here. Windows agent, configure, and then tools, then git Java build now. So now it has recognized, I think, the Git one. So at least Git will run now. So yeah, now it has recognized Git tool. So it is doing the first step, that is checking out the code base. Okay. So after checking out the code base, it again got failed. Okay. Why it got failed? Java home. It is not able to find Java home. Where is Java home? Okay. So this will we need to keep giving the capability to the server so that it will know where execute what is. Okay. So now let's go to the C program files, Java, JDK, and then bin java.exe. Okay, this. Again, we will do the same thing. Come back here. Dashboard, configure, and add here. Okay. So let's do environment variable. Add Java underscore home. Okay. Save. Come back here. Will not. So now this time we have defined a Java variable under the build agent itself, and now it is downloading. Okay. So this part is working. Yeah, so now it is doing build success. Build is of success. Okay. So now it is trying to deploy the Tomcat. Tomcat will not be present there, so it will fail. That is not an issue. Okay. So that is fine. So yeah. So but now till here it is successful. So now you can see uh, Tomcat part is not successful. That is okay, but till here it is fine. So this way we have seen that how we can create nodes, how we can launch our job onto the nodes. So some time back you have seen. So same job, if I go here and I change it to the Linux agent, it will get launched on the Linux agent. Okay. So now if I go here under the C workspace, I will go to C. I will go to workspace. So here work Java build. Here it will show me all the data checkout and all that thing. So instead of creating workspace onto the Jenkins master, because now we are connecting to the slave, everything will be got all the job related configuration, everything will come onto the node servers. Okay, so this way. So yeah. So after this, what else is there? Let's come back and see our topic. Yeah, credentials. So yeah, let's touch the topic of credentials, how Jenkins manage the credentials. So if you go to dashboard under manage Jenkins, if we go under manage Jenkins, we get manage credentials somewhere. You can see here, this is manage credential. So if you click on this manage credential, so Jenkins keep credential at the global level and at the project level also. So why credential is required? So like suppose whenever you want to connect, have some username, password. Okay. So means you need to keep it under Jenkins credential and then you can use it. So suppose you want to connect to a SSH server, you want to connect to a Windows server, uh, as a username password, you want to connect to a Jira server. That time you require the credential of that particular tool, so that you can connect to that tool, right? So that time you require credential, but credential you can't put it on in a open, right? So that's why Jenkins provide you space called as a credential under. Yeah, credential, as I said, credential is at global level and it is at the network level. Okay, so this is at the global level. If you